I'm hitting the little blue button. Maybe. It might work.
His nickname is Superbad.
Oh, I hope we don't lose everything. I'm gonna feel like a jackass.
What kind of things do they do in an establishment called Silk? Pretty sure she gets a lot of comments about how effing hot she is, so she's probably tired of them. But
Well, you kind of had to suspect that that's what was going on anyway.
there's no reason he shouldn't have qualified. I guess he did crash kind of twice.
Throwing
Yes.
that at the wall and seeing if it sticks.
This is the Talkin Moto podcast. Oh boy. Happy Martin Luther King Day, everyone. If you were like me, you got the day off, which means I didn't do a damn thing.
Freaking government employees.
I did go to Chili's, though. I did go to Chili's. That was it. That was it. But, yeah. So, yeah, that's cool. Get the day off, which also means I don't get paid for it. So that's cool. So thank you, Martin Luther King Day, for taking money away from me. No, just kidding.
Don't you get like? Oh, never mind. I won't say it.
That's a negative.
I won't say that.
But yeah, we'll talk a little Supercross from San Diego. But big thanks to everyone that's helping us out again this year. Everyone at Moto Kazi, Spring Creek MX Park, Derek with the Gibson Art Designs, Matt at Plainview Power Sports, which, going off my Instagram, he is giving us a KX450 to give away.
Woo.
Stay tuned. And Scott King Designs.
I think you should probably be kind of careful about how you say that.
You can fit it in your pocket. How's
I'm
that?
not sure we can afford to get in trouble for that one.
That was
Or
pretty.
him.
That was pretty
I
funny.
could probably get him. And dude, I shit myself when I saw that the first time. I was like, "You've got to be kidding me!"
So
Before I even looked at it, I just about called him and said, "Dude, seriously."
oh man.
I was going to talk him out of it.
So, for those that don't know, we said last week, we were kind of joking. Matt was going to give us a couple 450s. I think we were going for, and so he posted on the Instagram at Talkin Moto Podcast. If you want to follow, he's like, "Here's your 450 to give away," and it's like the little, I don't want to say cartoon, little model 450. So. I got a pretty good chuckle. So that's it.
It was hilarious.
Hilarious. Jeff, are you with us? Nope.
I'm muted because I got a crying baby.
Oh no. He's got crying baby. He's going to Sin City tomorrow. He's gonna bring me back a couple of those cards.
Hooker?
No.
Just a
What
card?
are these cards you speak of?
You know what
What are
I'm
you talking about?
You guys know what I'm talking about. The
You're
little
talking about naked girl cards?
Yeah. It's hilarious.
Like hooker playing card.
Yes.
Because you can't buy those anywhere. You have to buy them in Vegas, apparently.
and
You don't buy them; they just give them to you.
Yeah, they hand them out at the street corners, and they do all these fancy little tricks with them to try to, let's see if you can hear this. It's like,
Okay, sorry, I've never been.
and then
I did not know this.
Trick. You're flicking a card.
yeah, you walk by and they're all like down low, giving it the, to get you, to get you to grab them. Oh my god, oh man.
This sounds so ridiculous.
I'll have to see if I can find it But Andy and Chad, they called somebody up on their podcast, on the Open Mic podcast. Oh man, that was pretty good times. Good times. So, all right, enough of that.
I think I'm going to do a guest spot on Pulp and Mac while I'm out there.
Yeah, go for it. Make it happen.
Good luck with that.
Would that get me fired?
No? Was that you guys?
No,
in?
but I already told him. I already told Steve that you're with us, so you're out.
Oh, let's see. We already talked about the
All you got to do is go to the mouth of the lion's den.
Oh. Whoa.
I'm going to be, I believe is at the MGM Grant? I'm going to be there on Thursday night.
I don't know.
I'll overnight you
I don't either.
a TMP shirt. Have them sign it for us. But let's see. We got the Amazon banner. If anyone uses it, I don't know if anyone does. I don't think anyone does. You guys use it?
I don't buy anything from those jokers.
I know.
What now?
It's an Amazon
What
banner.
is this you speak of?
So if
I've never heard of this.
TalkinMoto.com, toward the bottom of the homepage, there's a little Amazon. You click on the Amazon, so all the stuff that you order from Amazon anyway, you can still order it, and it goes through the TMP store. It looks a little different than your normal Amazon, but all the Amazon info gets pulled from the Amazon site.
And all the products you get
So
look like they're real products from Amazon, but they're all junk.
No, they're the same thing.
Oh.
So
I
all
thought they were all
zero
made by
things that
Scott
I've
Campbell.
ever ordered from Amazon could have been helping us out.
Yep.
Interesting.
So
Are you new here? Scott's been beating this thing to death.
I'm pretending.
oh shit.
Apparently I'm doing a pretty good job of it.
I was convinced. I was sold.
I've noticed. Damn.
And we should be rocking and rolling on the SoundCloud, iTunes, the Stitcher, and of course that YouTube. And that's
Oh
it.
yeah, I'm floating around on the cloud right now, man.
Sweet, sweet.
Up there floating
Instagram.
around on the SoundCloud. It's a little cold up here tonight.
It is cold. It's cold. It's actually cold out here. You guys, I think, have us beat. But
We have Antarctica beat.
yeah,
That's a fact. We do.
I saw that.
Yeah. Yep.
So Instagram.
Oh wait, we can't talk about the weather.
Well, yeah.
Someone's going to be pissed.
Fucking talk about whatever we want to. Instagram at Talkin Moto Podcast, Twitter at Talkin Moto, Facebook is simply Talkin Moto. Blah 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 blah. That's it. Thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll be back next week.
And good night.
9 minutes.
Good show, guys. Good show. How do they pack so much into 9 minutes?
Ay. No, we are not going to talk about dirt bikes via the chat room.
Is this a question?
Mm-hmm. Are we going to talk about dirt bikes this time? I'm not sure.
That would be.
Oh.
It's not like dirt bikes isn't in our name or anything. We don't have to talk about dirt bikes.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I had a hard time. I had a hard time getting into the race this weekend. Not sure why. I even tried to watch it again today, and I had a hard time even watching it. In fact,
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. There was even a point where I'm like, wow, I don't hear dirt bikes, and I'm looking at my TV. Oh yeah, it's because it's fast forwarding through the races. And I didn't even catch it. I'm like, wow. This is sweet.
I'm starting to worry about you a little bit.
Must be tired.
Number one Supercross super fan. Bumming. I'm not going to lie. It took me 3 times watching it to get through it without falling asleep. But I'm not going to blame that on the racing.
Yeah, I just...
Blame it on the Vicodin?
Vicodin.
It's private.
You guys having a trail mix party? But
I'm genius. I put my sock in my shoe. I rolled my tie. I mean, I put my socks in my shoe too, but I rolled my tie up and put it in my shoe.
Wow.
I'm clever.
Where are you hiding your pistol?
I'm gonna carry that on.
Oh,
That
I
seems to
don't
make the most
recommend that.
sense.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. Unless you don't want to go.
Well, I really don't. But
It'd be a good way of getting out of going. Just bring a gun.
you think I can get on a no-fly list tonight?
I'm sure you could.
I'm too busy to go to Vegas. That'd be the stupidest thing I've ever said, but it's true.
okay, I'm gonna run down my little list. Are you guys ready? And thanks for adding to it again. I like the comments, except for whoever's the bastard that turned the text to blue or purple. I had to keep switching it back.
Why?
I think we were all in there at the same time because shit wasn't looking right to me.
Usually when someone adds it, it's like red. But then like for some other
No,
reason,
it's whatever color you pick.
yeah. But normally when you update it or when I go in there and look, I'll see what text it was, but it never messes with the color like it did today for some reason. But it's okay. That
Why
way,
would it mess with the color?
I don't know. It could just be me.
Probably Martin Luther King Day.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa.
Oh, don't make me look like the bad guy.
Yeah, you prick.
You are the bad guy.
So, okay, my first thought with the track.
I got yelled at for using the color printer today.
Oh.
Like,
I
I'm
wasn't
like,
even there.
hey,
Who yelled
Martin
at you?
Luther King Day. Travis.
You guys you're veering off topic here.
So?
But I really didn't enjoy the track, I guess.
What didn't you enjoy about it? You know, you've been watching Supercross for how long, and you expect something different from how it's ever been. Why? Let's get into this.
Okay. The one thing I didn't like is, and this is only one section, so why this one section kind of wrecked it for me, I'm not sure. But it's like, they do the section where it's like a step up kind of triple thing, then they hit the big triple, and then they land, and it's like a 90-degree into the whoops. So it's like, I believe the preferred line was kind of rail the outside berm, get a nice, run into the whoops. So it's like, first place, second place, they go wide. Third place will go wide. The guy in fourth will cut to the inside, and he'll kind of take his line away, which is fine. But now that slows them up, backs everybody else up, and then first and second are, 2 seconds ahead on one corner.
And how is that different from any other track?
I don't know. That's just what irritated me.
Somebody doesn't do a rhythm section, screws up. The guys in front of them are now 3 seconds ahead. That's just how it goes, man.
I know. I'm just a whiny person today.
The only thing I didn't like about the track was how short it was. I said that I was at Evan's house watching it. I said, this is going to be a very, very quick main event. It's going to be over before you know it. And there you go. We're into it, just a few minutes, and it's like 6 to go.
I just don't.
Actually,
I guess I never.
I thought it might come down to a good race.
I've never paid attention to how long the races are. I thought, oh, this would be so much better if it was 10 seconds longer.
I like the ones that feel like, you watch an intense battle and you feel like, it's going hard and, you're all of a sudden you look and it's like there's still 12 laps to go. I like that. I like when there's a lot of races.
Unless it's the most boring race ever, and then it's like, is this stupid thing over yet?
Good point. I don't know. That's That I don't know why. That little section, I'm like, ah.
I was actually extremely impressed by how much passing was done in the 90-degree corners this weekend.
I like some of the, like Anderson moves. I like that. Go in there and give the guy a little hip check. Go about your business.
Jeff,
Yeah.
Pretty comfortable.
what are you doing right now?
I'm trying to fold a fucking suit coat into a tiny little thing. Doesn't want to fit. It looks wrinkly. I'm gonna have to pay some guy to press my suit when I get there. It's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
You know, you're going to get this all done, and then they're going to make you open your bag.
Oh God, I'll punch the TSA guy. And I'm not going. Like, you know what? I'm not even getting on this plane. I'm gonna punch you, and then go back to work.
Yeah, you're just pretty faint, that's all.
Oh well, I had the phone laying like a ways away from me. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
Sorry, blew up, Scott.
Ah, sorry to be so demanding. So what did you... yeah, that's what
The
I
only
think.
issue I had with the track, as I put on your sheet there, Scott, is the start was dumb. And the only reason it was dumb is just that 9 times out of 10, every start, somebody goes long, tries to go too fast, ends up overshooting the turn. And on that track, there was zero room between that and the next lane. So everybody ended up in the next lane.
Yeah.
And when the leaders came around first lap, there's already yellow flags out because there's guys laying all over from overshooting the start or kicking tough blocks out there. So that's the only real issue I had with the track.
Duly noted. Yeah, I saw that too, especially when I watched it again this afternoon. It's like, yeah, you wouldn't think the leaders are coming back around and having to fight through yellow flags.
Yeah.
I saw it seemed like there was a lot of yellow flags that had no one down, too.
Yeah.
I
The yellow flag
especially
that's going
like
crazy down a section, and then you go see the guys go through that section, and there's no one there.
the Red Cross flag for the tough blocks laying in the way. Don't we have an injured tough
lives
block?
matter.
I guess.
Maybe that's what they should do for added excitement is spend $100, you get to throw a tough block onto the track randomly. Create some excitement.
Except tough block launchers go through a section. You get a tough block launched at you. You have to avoid it.
Combine Wipeout and Motocross.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. What'd you think of Anderson and well, I have a few things with Anderson and Seeley.
Poor Seeley.
One, this is what I'd like to see happen. Is I want to see Seeley just tee up Anderson. And
Why?
just because then they quit talking about how Anderson keeps passing him. Like, I get it.
Oh, CY has to tee him up to make that happen. Get faster, dude.
Well, get faster or pass him or clean him out. And then they'll be like, "Oh, remember last?"
He's got to clean him out.
Cuz that's what you do. You got to be a dick these days.
I like the little mental advantage that Anderson's got over Seeley. You know, when Seeley sees him behind him, he's probably like, "Oh fuck, this guy's gonna pass me." He always does.
I think Seeley should just untuck the back of his jersey and see what happens. I bet he'll be faster that way. Really? Nothing. Okay. we need a laugh track.
I know. I honestly thought I was going to get a little mixer for Christmas. Didn't happen.
What now?
I wanted to get a little mixing board.
Were we supposed to get you one?
No.
Oh.
You didn't do a very good job dropping hints.
No.
I was gonna try to laugh at you, Jason, but I was out in the living room and I've got a baby that's trying to go to sleep. But Ralph would be his #1 fan if he untucked his jersey.
Oh my god.
Ralphie loves that shit on Anderson.
He's a big fan.
Ay.
Oh, I just sat down for the first time since I got home from work today.
Oh boy.
Beautiful thing.
Congratulations.
Next on my little list, and maybe I worded this wronged. Wow. Um, it's not really. Not thinning out a lot, but now Barsha's out. Stewie's day to day for the second week in a row. Shorty's still out. Why am I brain farting now? But
Will Stewart be back?
do you want my honest opinion?
Yeah.
I could be
He'll be
wrong,
back.
and his brother will get
Beautiful.
mad, being a quote keyboard warriors from his Instagram earlier today or yesterday. But like, okay, so you're knocked out, right? And then you have to go through the concussion
Allegedly.
test. Yeah, okay. So you go through the test. The tests say that you're good to go, right? So then there's this I'm in, or I'm day to day, you ride practice, and now, nope, I'm out. And then, but like, your tests are saying you've done everything, and I thought I even read you passed them with flying colors. So, like,
Well, to be fair, I mean, concussion tests, especially the ones they're using now, are so young, and there's so much room for error that I don't feel like you can completely base it on that. I mean, of course, it sounds suspicious to those of us that like to be suspicious that, oh, he was cleared and then all of a sudden now he goes out and rides and, oh, I'm dizzy or, things are coming too fast or whatever. I get that. I mean, having been through it, I guess I understand. I don't know. It just, unfortunately, feels like more of the same. If it was somebody else, I wouldn't feel the way I do about it at all. But coming from him, it's just like, man, here we go again. Same old, same old.
I don't know that too many people are surprised by it, though, right? I mean, this is kind of what's been happening with him. He had that little tip over at Monster Energy Cup, and he's out for the night. I don't think it was too bad at all. It seemed like it was pretty weak, tip over, and he just doesn't seem very resilient these days, and he's had his head knocked on a few times. It probably doesn't make sense to go out there and try to kill yourself.
I stand by my prediction. He will never race another full season.
whoa.
Why am I looking at last week's chat room?
Is it still? It's not letting me delete it. I don't know what the hell's wrong with it.
Is it still last week?
I tried to delete. Usually I get the option to delete all old messages, so that's what I choose to do, and I did that today, and it decided that it didn't want to work.
Didn't give you that option.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I get a little frustrated, like when I saw that post from Malcolm. Something about, hate us all you want, you'll never accomplish, what we've done, and then it's hashtag keyboard warriors. No.
What's this we stuff? Does he have a turd in his pocket? Mm-hmm. What is he accomplished?
I was just going to say, what is he talking about? Hate us all you want. I don't know too many people that lump him into the same group as his brother.
Well, okay, here's... And
I hate him more than I hate his brother, and it's just because he's stupid. I don't hate anybody or either of them because I don't know them, but I really can't stand him.
Here is my thought is I get it. There's some people that say some pretty jacked up stuff on like the forums and whatever. And like I get
Well, that's
that.
why you don't go on them.
But then like I take like when I see something like that, I think like he's talking about me. And I'm like I try to be for the most part pretty respectful and do all that, and then it's just like I don't know. To me then it's like I don't know. There's the guys being dicks, then there's the hardcore fans, then you got I guess the fans that, know what, know Supercross a little bit, and then people that don't even know. But I don't know.
You know what? I watched the races on Saturday night with a guy who is a pretty casual fan. He's not really in the know about a lot of it, and which was obvious because he picked Stewart to win his fantasy. But I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm not. I don't really like watching it with those guys, but he's the kind of guy that makes those, those ding dong comments. And yeah, no, we won't do as much as Stewart, and his brother will ever. But that doesn't mean we can't have an opinion about it. They don't. They have, they're paid to ride because there's fans like us who buy bikes and buy gear and buy all the shit that makes the industry go round. So I don't think you can just dismiss
all of
what everyone
them
says. But
what all of them seem to forget is they get paid to do what some of us pay to do. Does that make any sense?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, some of us work our asses off so we can go racing, riding, whatever. You get to go racing, riding, whatever, and get paid for it. But I don't know. My problem with what Malcolm said is, he's roping himself in with his brother, and I would like to know what he's accomplished, because I haven't seen him accomplish much
See now,
compared to what his brother's done, for sure.
Yeah, I would say by comparison, he's a long ways away off of what Stewart is capable of or what Stewart's done. But I mean, he's good. There's no doubt about that. But he's kind of an also-ran. He can win on occasion, but I don't think he'd ever win in the 450 class or ever has any shot of winning in the 450 class.
well, see too. That's what drives me nuts. Is like sometimes it's kind of fun to get in, little pissing matches with people on, Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, whatever. But like as soon as you say anything bad, it's like, well, he's faster than you'll ever be, and I'm like, well, yeah, he's faster than a lot of people will ever be. But it's like, gotta have your opinion, and I don't know. Kind of beating a dead horse, maybe, but
What
Little bit.
the one and only dude in the chat room, other than you and me, Scott, talks about how he said you guys need to talk about how Anderson's passes on Barsha and see they were different than Freeze and Pike. Not one person said anything about his aggressive riding. I want to bring that up because I was watching the race with this guy who this casual fan, like I mentioned, and
I don't know who this casual fan is.
well, I shouldn't even. He rides. I mean, he's not like he's totally out of the know, but he's just not on Racer X 3 times a day and all that stuff, But he didn't even know who we were, and that's how casual a fan he is.
That makes me a casual fan.
He's not in the into the grassroots of the sport here like we are, the underground.
The underground.
Anyway, it's pretty underground because no one knows about it. He was kind of whimpering about the pass, like, oh my God, I can't believe they're not gonna, can't believe they're not. It's like, hold on. For one, the first pass that I seen from Anderson was for a transfer spot. He was out of a spot and got into a spot. I think that was on Seeley. And Anderson didn't go down in either, so there's a big difference there. He had an edge.
Seeley's pass was in the main.
Oh, okay. Well, then it was on
Barsha was the
Barsha,
transfer.
You're thinking about Barsha.
Yeah, that's right. And afterward, yeah, that's right. And of course, Barsha had to go have some words with him. Like Barsha's never done anything like that. But
yeah,
I don't know.
His nickname
What those
isn't
words
Bam
were. Maybe
Bam.
those words were, "Hey, good move." I've done the same thing.
Nice takeout, man. Good job.
I wonder, I don't know if he jacked up his thumb any worse in that crash or what, but Anderson getting the last lap there since he'll be on the gate next week. But totally different, in my opinion, the instances where it wasn't a retaliation for something that had just happened, and it wasn't, Anderson definitely stayed up, obviously, and Freeze didn't, so that's a big difference. And that doesn't really necessarily mean that there was any difference in intent, but I don't know. I feel like Anderson was just getting ahead of him as fast and yeah, aggressive, but
Well, I feel like the difference between the two, as far as the Anderson and Barsha deal, was Barsha had the opportunity to let off. I mean, the line was obviously taken. Would anybody have done it? No, probably not. But he had the opportunity. He could have shut down and let him go, but he didn't. He stayed in there, and he ended up going off the track because of it. As far as the Anderson and Seeley incident, that incident doesn't happen if Seeley doesn't lose his back tire and turn sideways and pretty much come to a dead stop in the middle of the corner.
see, I would love to watch that right now, but my DVR effed me over and didn't record it, so I can't say what those all look like. I'm just going off memory. But I liked it. I mean, I like aggressive riding, and I can understand why the AMA didn't want to take any real action towards Freeze, because they can't really set a precedent of handing out penalties for aggressive riding, because you can't prove intent, and so it's kind of tough to put any kind of you can in the case of Weston Pike punching Freeze. There's obviously intent to injure there, but
I don't know what you guys saw. To me, it looked like Pike was just trying to pick up his bike, and Freeze was standing in his way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it intent to injure. If he was intending to injure, he wouldn't have been punching him in the helmet.
I think there might have been a fly or a bee out there that he was trying to get.
Yeah, it was a mosquito.
Like a big horsefly or something, yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know what to say. Like the Barsha one, he hits him. I don't know. That one was pretty close to the edge of the track, though, right? When he hits him, that's why obviously Barsha goes off. But like the Seeley one, it's just like where else is he gonna pass? It's like the line is there, cut to the inside, take the guy's line away, and I don't know.
This is how I look at it. Both of them were nowhere near as much of a takeout as the Kennard-Dungey incident last weekend, and Dungey was classy enough to say, it's racing.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think that was all that bad, except for the fact that if you watch that one in slow-mo, Kennard's tires end up underneath Dungey's tires, and Dungey ends up in the tough blocks because of it. And I don't think that was dirty. I don't think any of it's dirty.
Though, in every case, the guy on the outside has the opportunity to let off. Like,
he does.
I mean, don't you see someone coming underneath you, and they're there, and don't you kind of feel the attack coming? So where you would check up. I feel like they could all do it. They just aren't willing to give up the position.
Yeah.
But it would be a lot smarter, especially in Dungey's case when he knows he's faster.
Yeah. Let him have the spot, get him back.
Yeah, I think, in those, a lot of times, a track like last weekend, there wasn't much to separate anyone, It was pretty much a standard issue Supercross, obstacles. It was, hard to make up a lot of time. Like, I think one of Reed's interviews, he was talking about it, how it was just, you had to ride so hard to make up so little. Or maybe it was Dungey, or one of them was talking about that, how if you pushed it too hard, you could make up a little, but it was sketchy,
Yeah. I think part of that had to do with how slippery the track was, too. But
are you talking this week? Or
yeah. This week was more your run-of-the-mill Supercross track, I felt.
Yeah, I think the track itself was pretty. Yeah, I don't like the San Diego in the baseball field. We'll go back to Qualcomm or whatever in the football field.
I don't know why everybody likes football fields so much.
I think
I
it's
feel
just because
like
they make
football
more
fields
180s.
is to me, they feel like arena cross, but on a bigger scale in a football field.
Yeah.
I like baseball fields.
I just don't like the 90-degree corners because the fastest way through a 90-degree corner is to go from outside and clip the inside and straighten it out as much as you can, and no one does anything different really unless you're, like Scott was saying, you come underneath someone and get in their way. But yeah, it's just, I don't know.
I think that would change if they would round off the corners actually, but they don't.
What do you mean? What do you mean round off the corners?
If you watch when they set up a 90-degree corner, they run the tough blocks into a 90-degree on the inside. If they would actually round it off so it followed the same shape inside and outside, that would change things. Instead, it's like they're putting a roadblock on the inside. I don't know. Maybe not.
I'll have to. I guess I'll have to pay a little closer attention next time.
Yeah, you will.
It's all good. What else we got? So, Stewie. I'm listening to go back to that. Are we done with the aggressive passing?
I think that horse is dead.
Okay. So Barsh is out for a while now with his thumb. Stewart's day to day. Blah blah blah.
Year to year.
Let's see. Talked about all that. I don't know. I don't even.
Why is this stupid autocorrect? Oh, I guess Freezy is friends, just so you guys know.
Oh, fair enough.
Hmm.
Is that the chat room?
Yeah, that's your bogus Walmart chat room.
Paid a lot of money for that.
You bought that thing at Walmart? I thought it was Toys R Us.
I think even if I knew right now, Stewart was racing for sure, 100% next weekend, I don't even know if I would put him in my top 5.
I wouldn't.
And not even, let's say, Scott, he will not even crash. He will not crash. I'm like, all right, I don't know that I would still put him in my top 5.
Okay, so I think Roxon's due for a good race. He's fast enough to win. He just needs to not tip over and be a dummy.
Got to keep it on the track.
Dungy, Tomac, although Tomac's a little underachieving right now. Kennard, Anderson, Reed. I think all those guys are better than him right now, race speed wise. Especially with Reed, if you put Stewart in front of him, he's going to do everything in his power to get around him regardless. I don't know. There's a lot of guys I think that are riding better than him right now. He wouldn't top 5 in my opinion. I didn't put him in top 5 this weekend.
All they got to do is ride up behind him and smack him in the back of the head. It'll knock him out.
I'm worried a piece of roofs could knock him out at this point. I think that casual fan picked him to win, and I'm thinking, dude, he was unconscious last week. He's not going to bounce back and win.
Casual fan probably didn't know that.
And he was unconscious for, not 2 seconds. It was a few minutes. That kind of KO will do something to you.
A little reset never hurt anybody.
I tell you what, if you could race immediately afterward, I know there's a When I got knocked out, the feeling afterward was awesome because I was so jacked up on adrenaline. But as soon as that wore off, it was like slowly getting run over by a semi as the adrenaline wore off. And you're like, oh my God, here it comes. All the pain is finally, my brain's allowing me to feel it now.
I just remember like whatever I was mad about before. I have no idea. It's kind of like a reset, but probably not a good one. But that's what it felt like. Let's see. All right,
No comment.
that's fine. Next, on my little cheat sheet, I got the fantasy Supercross, but we can skip to. Well, I guess we can just keep talking about 450s. I had Reed finishing second. To me was a surprise. I don't know what you guys thought of all of that. I don't think.
I figured it was going to come sooner or later. I'm a little bit shocked that it came this quickly, but
I like the way he got second, too. Like, it wasn't a runaway by any stretch. It was at times they had got it to like 1.3 the gap, and I'm watching it getting smaller, and I'm thinking this could get good. And
yeah, I
I'm
was
thinking Reed's
actually
the
worried about
winningest rider
Dungey there
in
for a
San
while.
Diego. What's that?
I was actually worried about Dungey there for a while.
Yeah, I didn't know if he was where he was making up time, but he was definitely able to reel him in at times, and then he'd lose a little. But it came down to, I think we talked about it. It was, what was it, maybe 1.5 seconds at the end? Like Dungey was
I
in the
think it was,
air, or was still in the
yeah,
air when Reed came over the finish line, or something like that. It was pretty close.
I think timing and scoring showed 1.8 at the end, but
I was pretty pumped about that because I was thinking, part of me thought maybe I should pick him for a win, being he does have a good history there, but yeah, I mean, I guess that was probably a little too good to be true for me, but
until he actually pulls off a win, I would have a really hard time picking him for a win.
Yeah. Well, I think for him to get a win is going to take kind of a night like last night, but you'd have to have a mistake from Dungey, or not last night, last weekend.
Yeah.
You need
I don't know that
a Vince Freeze starting second.
Well, unless there's going to be like I don't know, on the right track, he could do it because he's pretty good about a technical, like nasty track. But so is Dungey. So I think I don't know. There's a lot of guys that are decent at that at this point. I don't think Reed makes too many stupid mistakes when he's riding, but Dungey makes even fewer. So I don't know. He'd have to start in front of Dungey at that point. And Dungey's, I don't know if it. What was it last year? It was all the Yamahas and KTM's getting hole shots. It looks like it might happen again. Those bikes must be extremely fast. I'll have to ask my brother when he gets his yellow Yamaha.
Ooh. Did he order it yet, or is he just thinking about getting one?
No, he ordered
it. Speaking of Reedy, what's your thoughts like when they start yakking about him being 33? Anything?
I don't really feel like that's a huge problem. The biggest thing is probably when you get to be that age, I think you start to think more about what could happen, and I think if you want to be good at racing, you got to shut that off. You got to block out the what ifs, and it's hard to do when you're old. I know one thing I've noticed when I've gotten, because I'm about that age, and I think about all the things that could go wrong when I'm like watching my kids do something silly. My mind just automatically goes to what could happen, and it happens to me when I'm riding a little bit too. You get that, well, you start to weigh the risk versus reward a lot more. I think that's the biggest obstacle. His body there's nothing wrong. I mean, there's no reason a 33-year-old person can't be physically able to do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's nothing at that age that's, if you're in shape at 33, I'd say you're pretty damn close to prime still. So
brain starts to get in the way.
It's not like you know. What's that?
The brain definitely starts to get in the way.
Yeah. And when you're like worth 60-some million, you got to wonder, why am I doing this? I
Yeah.
guarantee you that thought goes through his head when he crashes, when he's laying there in a pile and hurt. It's got to flash through your mind, why the hell am I still doing this? I'm rich. I can retire and just go do whatever the hell I want, but, here I am laying in a heap with broken bones.
So we need him not to crash.
Yeah, I think he might be part of that Stewart deal where if he goes down, it might be the end for him. And I think I'd bet money if he won the title this year, he'd quit. But this may be the last year. Otherwise, we might see him one more year.
That is a very bold statement, sir.
Oh, I think he would. Wouldn't you?
Well, first off, I think it would have to be very bold for him to win the title.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. But guys could get hurt, I mean,
I'm not saying it can't happen.
Guys will get better as the season goes on, but the same will be true for Reed. He should likely get better as he gets better with his bike and stuff. So they all should get better. But I mean, let's say right now, who's better than him right now? He's got a couple guys that are maybe better. It's only been 2 races, but shit, you see an injury go down to one of them, and he could be leading it. You just never know. I don't think he'd be out there if he didn't think he had a pretty legitimate shot, but
right
now he's got a little bit more obligations with actually working for a team.
Yeah. I don't know if this is a fair comparison or not, because I'm going to compare it to football. And it's just too early for me to pick. I mean, obviously, Dungey's now leading the points again, but it's just like there's so much racing that's left. And like the football game the other day, it's just like the wife's going crazy upstairs watching the Packer game, and it's just like there's really no point in getting excited until at least the fourth quarter, because it's like so up and down until then. It's like it really doesn't matter till it gets a little bit closer to the end. So, I don't know when on the season, halfway, 3/4 of the way through, but does that make any sense?
Well, I feel like it makes total sense.
I didn't even listen to you. I'm just trying to figure out who this guy is in the chat room. So.
You jerk. I put a lot of thought into that, and I tried to...
I think it makes total sense. It's like anything. I mean, you look at a hockey season. It's like, well, is there really any point in getting too excited about it before at least halfway through? No, there really isn't, unless you're undefeated or you're losing every game. There's no point in worrying about it too much.
Right. No, and it could end up being like Tomac in the outdoors, just waxing everybody, and in a split second, well, he's out. Now.
Yeah.
So.
How many motos did he win, though? Wasn't it only like the first 2 races?
He won, wasn't it 5? He crashed in the second moto? I thought it was 5.
So. But, I mean, that's 1/5 is all. And we're only 2/17 of the way there.
That's quite the fraction.
Yeah.
Making my head hurt again.
Or if you prefer, 1/8.5. Yeah, I don't know. It's way too early to see, but some of these guys, you got to be wondering, like, what the hell? You get into a hole like that, it's pretty damn tough to get out of.
Right.
And I think even a couple of, like, when Kennard finished this week, it was pretty bad. It was way back there.
Well, if you think 7th is bad, you jerk.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's tough to come back from when Dungey's not going to miss the podium much. If Dungey's healthy, he's going to be in the, top few.
What did this weekend make? Is it 14 races now. Top 2 for Dungey. It's something like that. I know it's above 10.
Last 14 races, I think he was either first or second.
So,
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that the second half of the year, if a guy's got a huge point lead, I don't think anyone's trying that hard.
yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not, but a lot of the guys have just given up hope and they're going through the motions in the last few, 4 or 5 races.
I'm looking at the list, and I got a little nervous there watching the 450 LCQ and Will Hahn. I think he got the last spot. That's not good.
We were talking about that too. I'm like, I don't think he's cut out for a 450. I think he's too little of a guy. I mean,
I don't think he's cut out for much more than a 125.
Yeah, he's like a midget man, and I mean, I don't know if that's. None of these guys are super huge or anything, but he's pretty small to wrestle that bike around. I think what did he come out? What did he injure? Didn't he have a pretty big injury last year though too?
He broke his humerus, I thought. But
how about Weimer? He was looking good out there.
I was gonna say,
former guest of the Talkin Moto.
Holla. See, I don't know team-wise how all that shakes down. Because, I don't know. To me, some of these guys that are privateer guys, they're still doing pretty good. Because he's on, Team Tedder, so he's got to be the highest. He got 8th, so that's pretty good. Beat Muskin, Millsaps, Purcell. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I'm getting at, but did all right.
What are you getting at?
I'm just rambling. Rambles.
I know I've been I'm kind of excited about this year. I think it's going to be a fun year to watch. I really, as much as it's cool that Dungey's, hometown boy and really damn good, but I hope they battle it out and have a tight points chase.
A tight points chase that's gonna be decided by a mutter later in the year.
Oh yeah, Foxborough or whatever.
Yep.
No.
In what is it, April?
Throw me on the spot.
Seems like it has the potential to be.
Yeah, it's like mid.
Well,
oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jeff.
Isn't there 2 of them in the East Coast in April? You got New Jersey's back, right? And that's open air.
All
I
right.
just want to know when they're going to book the first race at the new Vikings Stadium.
I would have. When does that? That's next year, isn't it? 2017.
Yeah, it opens this summer. No,
yeah.
Well, it opens this summer. It'll be finished.
I would think they'd be coming back. I don't know.
That'll be the only reason I'll ever go into that building.
Bum, bum, bum. All right, Jeff. It is March 12th, Michigan, St. Louis, Foxborough, April 23rd. And then
that could be really sketchy.
Then the next one is the East Rutherford.
New York. They'll call it New York 100 times.
Yeah. So.
This is New York.
New York City.
I don't know. Maybe it won't be as bad. I mean, they had Anaheim come around. Maybe they can work some magic, but I don't know.
Well, it's a little different when it's raining day of.
Yeah.
Or snowing or whatever.
Boom, boom. Okay, where are we at here? 450s. We done with 450s?
I'm on my couch. Where are you at?
I'm in my chair, trying not to make it squeak. 250s. I'm going to kind of rope this in with the fantasy Supercross. Just put Cooper Webb for first place. the rest of the year,
Oh,
please.
so now you're giving it away.
Well, I mean, really, let's be honest. Who's other than Cooper Webb? Who's gonna beat Cooper Webb?
Christian Craig.
Not happening.
Christian Craig could if he could stay out of the dirt.
Straight up.
So what happened? Okay, so there's a lot of chat about. I don't have a DVR right now, so I can't. Well, I have a DVR, but I don't have the race, so I can't watch what the hell Webb did. But did he go backwards on the track? And did he pass someone while going backwards?
No.
He did go backwards on the track, but I don't think he passed anybody.
That'd be pretty impressive to go backwards. Oh, go ahead, Jason.
He
Sorry.
definitely didn't make up any time. We had a mutual friend that texted me right away that said, "What kind of bullshit is that?" I said, "Well, there's no way he made up any time or any ground on anybody." He's like, "Well, yeah, but he'd have been a lot farther behind those guys." I was like, "Well, that doesn't matter. He didn't gain any positions by doing what he did. They can't dock him a position if he didn't gain any positions."
Well, I think they're reading into the. Doesn't the thing say you can't gain an advantage? And that's kind of a little bit open to interpretation.
What are they going to do at the end of the race? Well, you gained 30 feet, so we're going to take 30 feet from you.
Well, I think, yeah, I mean, they could equate it to position, but
Okay.
I don't know how you do that. I really,
it wasn't enough to matter. I mean, what was the guy supposed to do in this situation? Honestly, he did the safest thing he could have done. If he had screwed around trying to turn his bike around so he could get going the right direction again, he would have gotten run over, and, I mean, he did the safest thing possible. I mean, unlike a lot of other people, I'm really not a real big fan of him, but what else was he supposed to do?
Mm-hmm. Because you're talking about the one where he went up high to kind of cut underneath that guy, and he clipped his back wheel, so then he kind of got squirrely, and then, yeah.
Yeah, he ended up kind of facing the wrong way.
Yeah.
I don't remember it very well. But I don't have an opinion of it either way. I just heard a lot of people going apeshit about it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't...
Apeshit.
That's getting crazy. Getting crazy. Yeah, I don't see anybody beating him straight up, like starting behind him and outriding him. I think it's going to have to be something like the heat race. He's going to have troubles, the other person get the start, and...
Well, and you got a track like that where the main event for them is maybe, what would it have been? 11 and a half minutes, 12 minutes? You know, that's not much time to come back from something. So if he had an issue, midway through, he could definitely lose. But yeah, straight up, he's better than everyone else there. There's no question.
Yeah.
I picked Mitchell Oldenburg for a podium, I think, in the old Talkin Moto, and he looked damn good with his qualifying time, but just couldn't hold it together for the whole main event.
Yeah.
Started well, if I remember right.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. He's
He'll figure it out, though. He's got to dial in that consistency a little bit, quit making mistakes, but speed-wise, he's
definitely
pretty damn good. He's right up there with them.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of why he was I guess, one of my disappointments, I guess. Because, yeah, it's like 2 weeks in a row now he's had, qualified well. But, yeah, he just keeps crashing again.
Yeah.
But...
Well, I think, I would imagine he'll get better. He's still... I got to imagine it's a little bit of an adjustment going and a lot of pressure going to a factory. He's got an actual ride now, which is, considerably better. But he's on a full-fledged factory 250. That's pretty badass.
Mm-hmm.
I got to believe that makes you feel like you have to perform, and that could be bad for some people.
Yes, sir. What else? I guess the
You
other
brought up Christian Craig. Can somebody please tell me how that whole team ended up with the numbers that they did?
you don't like them being so close?
How did it happen? How can they be 38, 39, and what is Dakota's 40?
58. He's not close.
58. Okay, sorry.
But
But
it's
still,
very
38,
difficult to
39,
tell
and
who's
58. It's impossible. Let those guys wear different gear or something.
who. I think
I can't tell the difference between
it
Craig and
also
Smith.
doesn't help that their last names are approximately the same length. So
Exactly.
you can't tell when you see it. Like you see the little blurb of a name on his back, you still can't frickin' tell. And Fox Sports 1, is it? I don't think is HD on my TV, so maybe it is. I don't
Oh,
know.
I
Maybe I
have
just
it.
have
I
terrible
have
vision.
it in HD.
Maybe it's Fox Sports 2 that isn't. But yeah, it's the commentators can't even get it right. So
No, I know they struggle with it. Not that that's a big surprise. They struggle with breathing, but
and I don't like. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the whole. Hey, everyone on the team wears this gear.
yeah, I don't like that either.
This isn't a team sport.
Hi, Jeff. Being a jerk. Gotta look the same.
What about Alex? Someone says. So yeah, I mean, I feel like he's kind of an outdoor guy more than anything.
Yeah, I can't
Not
say
bad.
that I'm surprised by how he's been doing. You know, he's right in there, but I didn't expect him to light the world on fire just because he's on a different team.
Is it
Yeah,
wrong?
I mean, I wouldn't imagine his bike is a ton better, but it's just I don't know. I gotta believe that being 4.5 feet tall has gotta hurt you in the
Yeah.
Supercross. Those whoops gotta just tear you apart when you're a short guy, and I'm a short guy, so nothing against him, but when the whoops are half your
I think
height,
you're taller than Alex considerably.
what do you think he is? 5'4", 5'5"?
Yeah, I would guess probably in there somewhere.
I don't know that I've ever seen him in real life, but
I don't know. I don't know. To me, like when he was on the Cycle Trader team, and I don't know why, but like that, you know, 6th, 7th, 8th spot, like I'm like that's pretty good for him. But like now I don't know why, just with the Yamaha team now, it's like I'm expecting him to be, you know, a lot closer to the front.
Well, I think that's what everybody expected to happen. But I don't think that was realistic. I mean, he definitely made some improvements last year, but at the same time, he's not that guy that's just going to come out and shock the shit out of everybody.
I think outdoors we're going to see a lot different situation. I think
Yeah, I would
with Jeremy,
definitely agree.
same team as Jeremy, all the sibling rivalry I'm sure that there is there. I think if he can not go crazy and hit the ground, trying to beat his brother, he should be much improved over Supercross. Well, obviously Jeremy's much better at Supercross from the history too. I'm much better at outdoors, I'm sorry, than Supercross
Yeah.
based on history, but
I would definitely agree.
do you guys think there's anything to having instead of a split 250 class, having the 250s be a full national class and then having another class which would be the stepping stone, having a regional, I don't know what you'd call it, but kind of like a super sport or something class that the up and comers could do, but then having all the 250 guys. It seems like these 250 teams have like 15 people, and I think it would be fun to have everyone out there racing all season long. I don't like that they
I
kind of
think the
downplay the
problem
regional.
Yeah, the problem with that comes to, okay, now you're going to take guys that I feel like that's kind of the role that arena cross is supposed to play, and I don't agree that it should.
Yeah,
but
no one likes arena cross.
I think there'd have to, you'd basically be ditching the arena cross series to make that happen. But I don't feel like there's enough call for it. You know, I feel like if there was a, like you say, like a sportsman class or whatever you would call that, kind of like an amateur all-stars class or whatever, if there was that, I don't think you'd see full gates in the 250 class. I mean, sure, the big teams, I guess, could just keep throwing 7, 8 riders out there.
They'd fill it with Geico and Pro Circuit almost.
But I don't think they're going to do that. And I feel like it's too much of a step from being not necessarily a privateer guy, but being a support guy, or, you know, coming up from Team Green or whatever, to throw these guys into Supercross and say, okay, now you have to do a 17-race season. I feel like that's way too big a step for them. I don't think it would work.
You'd have to force them through the regional first, right? Wouldn't. And
then the other issue is, now you're taking a program and adding, at least 3 more races?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They would definitely
So how do they make that work?
I mean, they could do it with just one more race and just have time qualifying seed you into the main event. They wouldn't need heat. You know, I think there's some guys that are, of course, not everyone likes that either, because, like, there's a lot of guys that are better racers than they are practicers or speed guys, you know, on the clock. But when you're racing the clock, it takes a lot of luck out of it, you know. You don't have to worry about a bad start. You don't have to worry about that. You got a lot of opportunities to put a fast time down. So I think that the clock is more representative of what someone...
And you only have to do it once.
Yeah, the only problem I think with that is, I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but I have a hard time going fast if I'm not following someone. I'm much faster if I follow someone. I can't set my own pace. I'm kind of an idiot.
I'm faster when there's somebody behind me. That's when I crash.
It's fine. Shoot, I don't know what to do on that one, I guess, Jeff.
It's just something that's like, you know, we talk about how the 250 class is titles don't mean much because it's a regional series and all this. Like, these guys are pulling down big money. They're, you know, they've been racing for 10, 11 years. Some of them have been, like Davalos has been racing for 10 years pro or whatever. I don't think that this is really, I don't know, it doesn't feel like a regional, you know, thing to me. Even though you get out of the top 10, there's a lot of names you don't know about. But there's definitely not as much talent depth when you split it, obviously. But I think if you didn't split it, I think you'd have the same situation we have right now in the 450s, where there's, you know, 20 guys that are really freaking good.
Yeah.
And, you know, kind of household moto names, like the 450s. Like, who's in the 450 class that's a privateer that's making mains? That, I think, did Nick Schmidt make a main or something? There isn't many guys that you haven't heard of out there.
Yeah. Well,
and I kind of like that. It makes it crazy because you think about a guy that's got to start in 12th place. He's got to pass some pretty impressive resumes to get to the front.
Let's see, that's I think a different, and this might make me sound like a complete idiot, but like to me, when someone says privateer, I think of a guy in a box van. To me, that's a privateer. You know, guy with a semi. You know, to me, I don't really consider that a privateer guy. You know, but
I think I would consider a privateer anyone who's not collecting a salary. Which, I don't know if there really is any in the 450 class. I'm not even sure if you could get anyone to ride for you without a salary. They're probably getting salaries from gear companies and outside sponsors, but like
Beer
Weimer comes
company?
to mind. I'm sure Weimer's getting yeah, a beer company would be awesome. He's probably getting money from someone, like a regular. I don't know how it works, I guess, but if it's a monthly check or what. But I doubt Tennis is
Yeah,
paying him anything.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're just paying for the semi and the bike and the getting him there, his expenses.
Oh yeah, but yeah, maybe they're not getting squat race wise, but endorsements or all that other stuff is,
I wonder what some of them guys make. Like, I wonder, like, a guy like Weimer, is he making 60 grand a year
Should we call him?
to do it? Yeah, call him up. See how much he makes.
Call him. You got his number.
Yeah, you have been blocked by this number. Well, shit. We tried.
Probably wouldn't even remember us.
Probably not. That's okay.
I don't know if Chris Aldrich remembers us.
We're probably the only show that's talked to him. He hasn't been lighting.
We were his first.
Hell yeah.
And then they gave him the whole shot special. I'm like, man, that kid would have never had the nerve to do that if it wasn't for us.
We broke him in good and proper.
We did, man.
With at least 70,000 people listening live.
Exactly. At least. More like 70 million. Ants.
That's a lot.
Ants. Oh, shoot. All right. Let's see.
How about this? I got my wild card both weeks in RM Fantasy. How's that possible? And I was positive that Millsaps was not in 12th place, but apparently he was.
All right.
I'm pretty pumped on that, you guys. I'm in like rank 225 or something out of 57,000.
He probably wasn't in 12th place until, what's his name, got docked positions.
I think Anderson only got docked 2, though, right?
Yeah. Yep. All right, hang on. Let me... How do you even check your score?
You got to go to my results and...
Oh, I killed it, man. 15 points. Look out.
They do it weird.
I'm a little...
Score you.
I need to wait. I still had Tomac. I had Tomac to win. Maybe not quite yet. But
I don't know if he will.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if we'll see him win on a Cowie.
What I wanted to say is, all right, so I'm doing the Talkin Moto one, doing the Moto Dynasty, and then the Rocky Mountain. So are you doing any of those, Jason and or Jeff? Moto, the Racer X one?
Just no.
Who's Andor?
He's new. He's my friend. And
You don't have these friends.
So I log into Moto Dynasty and I make the picks for the 250 class, no problem. I'm trying to log in, or I'm trying to make my picks for the 450, and I have the only option I'm seeing is click here, $10 for the prize league or whatever. I'm like, I don't want to give you guys any money, I just want to enter my picks like I did last week for the free one. And going back and forth, and I'm like, I hit him up on Twitter. I think it was Twitter or Instagram. I'm like, hey, is the picks closed? Like, it's not letting me make my picks. So, but yeah, there's some step, like instead of clicking on like the San Diego round, you had to go somewhere else, and I don't know. They were kind enough to walk me through it.
How come you're struggling so hard there in the old Rocky Mountain?
I'm not sure. Well, I don't know. I don't think my picks are bad. Okay. I had Tomac to win, Dungey second, Roxon third, Anderson fourth, Wilson fifth, and Weimer for 12th. I mean, I don't think that's complete craziness, you know. But yeah, I'm definitely getting.
So what'd you get? 15 points this week? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they give you 5 points if you get a rider in the top 5, but not in your spot.
Oh, is that what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got 45 points this week.
Jeez.
I got Millsaps, and then I must have got points for Anderson and Seeley and Dungey. Oh, I must have got points for someone else too, because Tomac. He finished 4th after the penalty.
Yeah, you just brought that up again, and they're talking about it in the chat. But like, they never showed that on TV though, right? I didn't see it again.
No.
So I don't know if someone was down or what the deal was, but
I feel like a lot of guys jumped on the flag.
there were some guys doing it in the
250
class, and they never did it. I never saw anything on that either. So
I should make my picks right now to make them worth more.
But anyway, just wanted to say thanks to the Moto Dynasty guys. So they said I must not have been the only one that, asked them about it, because they're like, yeah, this is like the 3rd time we've seen that. We'll have to fix it. Thanks for reaching out to us. So, but yeah, so that was it. That was it for that. And then on the TMP side, I don't know, I've been kind of mixing up the 450 picks, so it's not just 1st through 5th. So like this week was, where will Phil Nicoletti finish, and then 9th, 7th, 5th, and 3rd. So a lot of people didn't score any points. But we also did have one person get 60, so they did pretty good. But so if you guys are doing your picks for Anaheim this weekend, I am just doing top 5, but the order of points is flipped around. So 5th place is going to be worth the 25 points, and then 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. Mixing it up. Same for the 250, and then that's it. Crickets? No? You alive?
A whale's vagina.
Oh, God. Sweet.
Santiago.
Sweet. What else you guys got?
I don't know, but 35 minutes went by a long-ass time ago.
I know. I just want to get in and say what we got to say. If we don't have nothing to say,
I'm just teasing you, bro. Settle down, Christ. Stop acting like a whale's vagina.
Just end it.
I think it was Jason. You had a little blurb in the notes about the arena cross with Gavin Faith, and Henry Miller was there. Did good.
Blurb.
I haven't
I'm
caught
trying
up.
to figure out, like, I just had it on, wasn't really watching it, and all of a sudden I hear them say something about somebody from Rochester. I'm like, wait, Rochester? And then they said again, Rochester, Minnesota. I'm like, wait a minute, who? And didn't find out till the end that it was Henry Miller. But yeah, 3rd.
Nice.
Pretty decent. 250 class. I'm impressed.
I wish that was coming to an area closer to me.
Coming to an area near you.
But it is not. So yeah, I'll have to keep an eye on that, and I haven't been paying much attention to the arena cross. But
and I have no idea. It is a good, it's very possible that I'm a week behind. I don't see or pay attention to things until they're on TV. So I apologize if I'm a week behind on that.
Either way, still pretty cool.
Yep.
You guys got anything else?
I gotta get packing.
My stomach's growling, and I have zero food in this house.
Make a Subway run.
It's cold outside. I think I'll probably just go to bed and wait till morning.
Ooh. Yeah, I've been there. That's it, guys. So if you guys are making... Jeff, when are you coming back?
Friday.
Okay, you're good then.
Never.
Yeah, possibly never.
It's going to end up getting murdered out there trying to pick up cards for you.
Oh, man. Don't be shy. Just go up and grab them. And then when you get like 10 of them in a row, you just like, dude, just open up the bag and let them drop them in. Just keep right on walking.
I'm not going to be walking around with a bag.
All right, then just throw your hand out.
Wandering around Vegas trick-or-treating.
Shoot. But, so yeah, for the guys that are playing on the Talkin Moto Fantasy Supercross, round 3 picks, I got them. It's ready to go, so you guys can make your picks now. And I got the points up through the first 2 rounds. And, I guess I should say this. There's, I guess, kind of 3 leagues that are going to be going on, or 4 when we get to the East Coast. But for the people that played in the Money League, obviously that's its own league. And then there's the total points. So when you see the total, the standings, the one team's pretty much kicking everyone's ass. So they're at 100 points already. So the top Money League is only at 58. So if you win and you're not in the Money League, you're not going to win any money. So shame. But
Aww.
But you could have if you would have joined.
Could have if you would have.
Could have,
Should have.
would have, blah, blah, blah. But, so that's it, guys. Thanks for listening. Had some good chatter in the chat room, and that's it. That's all I got.
Thanks for playing along.
Hell yeah. Hopefully Jeff will make it back from his trip. Hopefully it's warm.
We'll see.
You sound excited.
No promises.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.